Hey guys, Patriot coming to you from the desktop. As you can see here on the table, I've got the Surefire MAG5-60. That's just the serial number or the model number. This is their 60 round mag. I've got one out of the package here that we've actually been testing. And you can see the flared design. A lot of you already know what this mag looks like if you've been following the development of this. And you can see it right here next to a standard black P mag. The height is similar. Actually, if I stand them on the table together, you'll get a true valuation of the height difference. There's my hand there, so you can kind of see in reference what we're looking at. You can see the difference in width as well. One of the nice things that I like about what Surefire has done here, they give you a pretty good illustration of what the mag internally is like. And what we're going to do, I'm here with Special Purpose. He's new to the Patriot project, and we're just going to kind of roll him in here.
How you doing, guys? Special Purpose here. Just got these about a week ago. Shot a few rounds through them, and so far I'm very impressed. Haven't had any jams thus far. The structure itself is pretty comparable to most aluminum powder-coated magazines that you get out there that are standard. However, as you can see, there's a little bit more material that we have. As you can see, they have a bit more of a material going in on the back here, and it also seems as though the front is also going to have some sort of cover that they put in there as well to sort of reinforce the design. I imagine that the springs in here are pretty tight to their tolerances to be able to handle 60 rounds. My only question on that is longevity, but it is Surefire, so I'm hopeful that this thing will last a good long while. It just came out, so I'll be excited to see whether that is the case or not. So structurally, I think it's a pretty good deal. Obviously, kind of straying away from the polymer mags that have more recently become quite popular. But in the end, I think it is going to be a valuable tool. For most people who run a ready mag, this will actually be fantastic. It will total weight for this is going to be about 2 pounds.
And we'll show that on the scale for you.
When it's loaded up. And I mean that compared to running a ready mag on your gun, which is going to create an imbalance on the weight, this is going to be sitting directly underneath the gun for that full 2 pounds. Which would provide some benefit since it will be a little more balanced, and I mean obviously no reload involved for a full 60 rounds, depending upon your doctrine and training style. But so for the most part, I'm very impressed with this and can't wait to take it out and shoot it some more. So. Okay, so we're going to weigh these magazines here, and we have this first the Surefire 60 rounder coming in at exactly 2 pounds there. Take that off, and sorry we didn't have any loaded aluminum powder coated ones, but this would be the equivalent to 30 round Tango Down mags, both fully loaded with 30 mags apiece. So we're going to weigh that there, and that's going to come in a little heavier at 2 pounds and a 1/15. So what we're going to be utilizing is a standard punch here to press in the dimple there, which would be similar to almost any other aluminum powder coated mag that you would run into for assembly and disassembly. So we're going to press down here. Sorry about the camera angle there, kind of a challenge on stabilizing the mag, and then we're going to utilize our small flathead there to just get underneath that lip there and then try and slide it just off there. Okay, so now we're going to carefully take off that there, set that aside, and then we're going to very slowly move the floor plate here off very slow. And as you can see, there's another plate here which rides along the spring, so you want to make sure you keep your thumb over that. It is retained by these lips here, but nonetheless for shooting out purposes and safety issues, you want to keep your thumb over that. So I'm going to slide my thumb into place over that, slowly remove my floor plate there, set that aside.
We just know that as soon as you don't put your thumb over that, that thing's going to launch.
Exactly. So then we're going to slowly remove this piece here. This is actually the follower that comes out, and as you can see, the spring is actually riding on these lips here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that and place our thumbs over that while we're pulling that out. And then we have a spring guide here. For that. So the rest of it we're going to sort of...
and this is aluminum, by the way, guys. Be careful, you don't want to bend that.
Yep. And so this is just a spring that's hit by those lips, so what we're going to do is we're going to back them out in a side-to-side motion here.
walk it out side to side. Huh?
Like so here. Okay, and then as you can see, we're running into a plug. So we're going to be slowly pushing the assembly forward, like so. So as you can see, we have these two lips in the back here, and then these two smaller lips that are just forward. And what we found during our dry run is that it's easiest if you generally slide them up and under beneath that first lip right there, like so.
Perfect.
Okay, so then we're going to be removing our large spring and plug, setting that aside there, and then we'll be taking out our smaller spring in a similar fashion there. Doesn't come out as such, so we have our smaller spring, and then we're going to reach down in there and grab out the follower, both the bottom follower and the top follower. Use a little support on the top here to help push down the top follower.
Excellent.
And slowly it comes out like so. And then we have the body of the magazine itself. So as you can see, a pretty simple design as such, not very many parts to it, but nonetheless it is under a lot of tension. So generally what we found is that this piece is where, since the follower, this smaller narrow part will actually ride up in the narrow part of the throat, and then these two side followers, when this top follower collapses, the bullets will ride along here and push up into the mag, and then at this point that is when the top follower takes over for the rest of the throat there. So as you can see, I mean, not too many parts, a little tricky at first for disassembly, but with a little practice you can get it down.
7 separate parts?
Looks like it. Seven separate parts here. So,
okay.
So we'll go into reassembly here. Okay, so now we're completely disassembled. We've done our cleaning or inspection or whatever you have done, and now we're going to go ahead and reassemble the magazine. So we're going to take the body of the magazine and set it down like so, and slowly set in our follower there, make sure it's riding in. And then what we found is when you're setting this piece in here, you want to make sure that you get it this, and you want to push it all the way to the back end of the body there. You don't want it to accidentally
in front, just so that we can see it. Yeah.
Ride forward to the
It'll
magazine
actually
there.
ride in front of that ridge, which causes the number 2 follower to nose up big time. It won't go together that way.
Yeah, as we learned painfully, unfortunately. So we're going to slide that in there, and as you can see, we have deflated on the back ridges there, and then also those pieces are riding appropriately towards the front as well. So
excellent.
now we're going to be taking our smaller spring assembly and sliding it over the bottom of the big follower there on the bottom, and then slowly inserting that. And now that we're applying tension, you want to be careful and make sure that you're not going to send your spring into flying into outer space. So then we're going to be taking our plug, putting it on such with our bigger spring. And then, like we said in the disassembly video, we're going to slide that just behind those 2 ridges and into the body of the magazine like so. And now we're really under some tension there. Whoop. Alright guys, sorry about that. We had to make a quick pause there, ran into a little bit of difficulty. So what we actually learned is while sliding our plug here through these lips to the front might be okay, for reassembly you might run into a few issues with that. Reason being is when we come down at this extreme of an angle, for some reason we find that the spring bows inside the magazine like such, and obviously that's not going to work.
Yeah,
for,
it wads
for
up
tension,
towards the front of the magazine.
Yeah, so what we're going to want is we're going to want to avoid that. So instead of sliding it through those lips, we're going to slide it through the back here.
So behind these little feet right here.
So we have the lips there. We're going to slide it and push it like such, nice and tight. As you can see, we're getting under the lips there. There we go. And then we're holding it under some tension there. And as you can see, we don't have any wadding towards the front of the magazine, which will cause you some issues. So going down with opposite fashion here, just sliding back and forth to get the spring in.
A little bit tedious, but by our 4th time here, it's we're starting to get the hang of it.
All right, cool. So we have those under the feed lips there. I'm sorry, I apologize, not the feed lips, the little feet there that hold that spring in place. And again, we're going to utilize our thumb to make sure that that doesn't come loose in the process. So we're going to take our guide here, our aluminum guide, and remember, as Patriot already pointed out, you don't want to bend this because it is aluminum. So
Either your thumb or your foot right there, special purpose.
Yeah.
I think it's got some tension under it.
Sure does. So gotta make sure we get that in there as such. We're gonna push these down and utilize like so. So we have it in there under some good tension. Those lips are in the way under the feet there, so We're going to go ahead and slide back on, utilizing our finger, pushing that like so. Just like right back. There we go. Yeah, now it's aligned.
Right even with the back. I'll hold the mat here for you.
There you go. So we have good tension. Feels like it's going in good. So we'll slide our floor plate on like that. It takes over the job of holding the spring, and then we'll slide it in there. Make sure we get a good crisp, clean snap of it going in and aligned. And so that is reassembly of the magazine, and doing a little test there over the front. It looks like we got it correct this time. So
perfect. Nice job, bud.
Thank you.
Recording.
Okay, so as you can see, we have quite a few rounds here. At least it appears to be quite a few rounds for loading this sucker in. And I find that actually the tension isn't too bad. Generally, any magazine technique, gripping with a beer can grip there and our thumb to help guide it in. So pushing it over the feed lips there.
Pretty standard pressure on it then, huh?
Yeah, it feels,
doesn't feel any
like
different than a PMAG or GI.
No, not at all. It feels doesn't feel too challenging.